Picture this nightmare unfolding in a quiet Florida motel room. A gentle, hardworking young mother named Juanita Maxwell steps inside to retrieve a simple borrowed pen. Moments later, a 73-year-old woman lies brutally beaten to death with a lamp, her body covered in horrific injuries. The suspect? The same quiet maid who says she remembers almost nothing about the savage attack. But inside her mind, a terrifying protector has awakened, a bold, rage-filled personality who admits everything. Who really killed Inez Kelly? Was it Juanita, or someone else living inside her? This true story of hidden identities, shocking courtroom transformations, multiple personalities, and a legal battle that stunned America will make you question everything you thought you knew about the human mind. Stay until the very end. You won't believe how deep this goes. If you love true crime stories packed with unbelievable twists, mind-blowing revelations, and deep psychological drama, please hit that subscribe button right now, give this video a big thumbs up, and drop a comment below with your thoughts on this case. Share it with your friends and family. Every like, comment, and share helps the channel grow so we can bring you more incredible content like this. Thank you so much for your support. Now let's dive deep into the full story. In the warm, humid spring of 1979, in the small but growing town of Fort Myers, Florida, a tragedy unfolded that would capture national attention and forever change how the legal system viewed the complexities of the human mind. At the center of this shocking tale was a young woman named Juanita Maxwell, a 25-year-old mother of two, a devoted wife, and a hard-working maid at the Palmland Motel. To everyone who knew her, Juanita appeared as a quiet, shy, unassuming black woman who went about her daily duties with diligence and care. She was trying to build a stable life for her family in a modest motel environment where she cleaned rooms and interacted politely with guests. No one could have guessed the profound storm raging inside her psyche, a storm born from years of unimaginable childhood trauma that had fractured her identity into multiple distinct personalities. The incident began on March 17, 1979, as an ordinary day that quickly spiraled into horror. Juanita had lent her pen to a 73-year-old guest named Inez Kelly, an elderly woman who was staying long-term at the motel. Later, Juanita returned to room 127 to ask for her pen back. What should have been a simple, polite exchange turned argumentative. According to the accounts, Mrs. Kelly became irritated, denied borrowing the pen, and slammed the door in Juanita's face. This moment of disrespect and confrontation triggered something deep within Juanita, something she herself would later claim almost no memory of. In a fit of uncontrollable rage, a different personality emerged, one that would not tolerate any harm or disrespect toward the core self. This personality, known as Wanda Weston, took complete control. Wanda grabbed a heavy lamp from the room and brutally beat Inez Kelly to death. The attack was savage. The elderly woman was beaten repeatedly, bitten, choked, and left lifeless on the floor in a pool of blood. The crime scene was gruesome, with clear evidence pointing toward the maid who had been seen entering the room. When police arrived, they found Juanita nearby, seemingly confused and in shock. She was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. During initial questioning, Juanita insisted she remembered going to the room, but had little to no recollection of the violent act itself. "I didn't do it," she said in her soft, timid voice. The evidence, however, was overwhelming. Fingerprints, witness statements, and bloody footprints led straight to her. It looked like an open and shut case of a brutal murder over something as trivial as a borrowed pen. But as the investigation and legal proceedings moved forward, a far more complex and extraordinary truth began to emerge, one that would challenge the very foundations of criminal responsibility and human identity. As Juanita awaited trial, her defense team arranged for psychiatric evaluations. It was during these sessions that psychiatrists uncovered the astonishing reality. Juanita Maxwell suffered from what was then called multiple personality disorder, now widely known as Dissociative Identity Disorder, or DID. This rare and controversial condition, often rooted in severe, repeated childhood trauma such as physical, emotional, or sexual abuse, causes the mind to split into distinct alters, or alternate personalities, as a survival mechanism. Each alter has its own name, age, voice, mannerisms, memories, and even physiological differences. For Juanita, the trauma from her early years had created a complex internal system of personalities designed to protect the vulnerable core self from unbearable pain. The first alter to surface prominently was Wanda Weston. Wanda described herself as the original protector, having been with Juanita since she was a very young child, around 4 years old. In court, when psychiatrists asked to speak with Wanda, Juanita's entire demeanor transformed dramatically right before everyone's eyes. Her posture straightened, her voice became louder, bolder, and more assertive. Wanda was defiant, almost proud, and openly admitted to the killing. "She told me to get out of her room," Wanda recounted, "so I picked up the lamp and beat her with it. People should be shown their place." Wanda explained that she existed to take on the abuse and hardships that Juanita could not endure. She was fierce, chatty, smoked cigarettes, and had no hesitation in confronting threats. This transformation in the courtroom was electrifying and left judges, lawyers, and spectators stunned. The defense argued powerfully that Juanita Maxwell herself was not responsible for the murder because it was Wanda who had committed the act without the knowledge or control of the core personality. Experts testified at length about the nature of DID, explaining how switches between personalities could happen rapidly under stress, and how the host personality often had amnesia for the actions of the alters. The trial became a national sensation, one of the earliest high-profile cases where multiple personality disorder was used successfully as a legal defense. It raised profound philosophical and legal questions. If a person has multiple identities, who is truly accountable? Can one personality commit a crime while another remains innocent? What does this mean for the concept of a unified self in the eyes of the law? As evaluations continued, it became clear that Juanita had not just 2 personalities, but eventually up to 7 distinct alters. Each one had a specific role in her fragmented psyche. There were child alters who held memories of early abuse, protector alters like Wanda who handled anger and danger, and others who managed daily functioning, relationships, or specific tasks. The internal world was rich and complex, with personalities interacting, arguing, or cooperating within Juanita's mind. Psychiatrists spent countless hours mapping the system, conducting interviews with each alter, and documenting physiological changes such as differences in handwriting, voice patterns, and even allergic responses between personalities. In 1981, after intense testimony and debate, Juanita Maxwell was found not guilty by reason of insanity. Instead of prison, she was committed to a state mental health facility for 2.
Reatment, thoughtful. This verdict was groundbreaking and sparked widespread discussion in legal, medical, and public circles. Some hailed it as a victory for understanding mental illness, while skeptics questioned whether DID was being overdiagnosed or even fabricated under the influence of suggestive therapy. Juanita's case contributed significantly to greater awareness of dissociative disorders, though it remains a topic of ongoing controversy in psychology.
But the story did not end with the trial. After years of intensive therapy at the facility, Juanita appeared to make progress. Treatment focused on integration, or at least better cooperation among the personalities. She was eventually released and attempted to rebuild her life with the support of her husband, Sammy. However, the fragile balance within her mind proved difficult to maintain. In 1988, new troubles arose when Juanita was arrested again, this time for robbing 2 banks in St. Petersburg, Florida. Once more, the crimes were attributed to Wanda or other alters, with Juanita claiming limited memory or control. By this point, the full extent of her condition was documented with 7 personalities, and the media frenzy reignited. Talk shows like Oprah, Geraldo Rivera, and Montel Williams competed fiercely for interviews with Juanita and her alters. She became a celebrity of sorts, a living example of the mysteries of the human psyche. Throughout her life, Juanita's experiences highlighted the devastating long-term effects of childhood trauma. Her mind had created these alternate identities as a desperate survival strategy. Wanda, the protector since infancy, had absorbed the worst of the pain, allowing the core Juanita to function in daily life. Other personalities handled school, work, motherhood, and social interactions. The switches could be triggered by stress, reminders of past abuse, or even everyday conflicts. Living with DID meant constant internal negotiation, amnesia gaps, and the challenge of maintaining a coherent external life. The legal system continued to grapple with the implications. How do you punish or treat a collective of identities? Juanita's cases pushed boundaries in forensic psychiatry and influenced future discussions on criminal responsibility for those with severe dissociative disorders. While some viewed her with sympathy as a victim of both trauma and a flawed mental health system, others remained doubtful, suggesting possible malingering or iatrogenic influences from therapy. As the years progressed, Juanita navigated ongoing challenges: public scrutiny, reintegration into society, managing her inner world, and seeking stability. Her story is ultimately one of profound tragedy, incredible resilience, and the extraordinary capacity of the human mind to protect itself. It forces us to confront deep questions. What truly defines a person? Where does personal responsibility begin and end when the self is divided? How can society better support those dealing with severe trauma and mental health conditions? And how far will the psyche go to shield a vulnerable soul from unbearable reality? Detailed explorations of her childhood reveal patterns of abuse that likely began early, leading to the first splits. Psychiatrists noted that alters often emerged at specific ages corresponding to traumatic events. Child alters retained innocence and memories too painful for the adult self. Protector alters like Wanda were aggressive and took on confrontations. Everyday alters managed routine tasks. The therapy process involved building trust with each personality, encouraging communication, and working toward co-consciousness or integration where possible. The courtroom scenes were particularly dramatic. Witnesses described the eerie shift when Wanda appeared, the change in facial expressions, body language, and vocabulary. Wanda was unapologetic about the murder, seeing it as justified protection. Other alters, when interviewed, expressed confusion, horror, or sorrow over the events. This multiplicity added layers of complexity to the trial, with experts debating the authenticity and legal ramifications at length. In the broader context of the 1970s and 1980s, Juanita's case came at a time when awareness of child abuse and its psychological consequences was growing. Books, media, and professional literature on multiple personalities surged in popularity, sometimes leading to both genuine diagnoses and controversies over suggestibility. Juanita's story became part of this cultural moment, illustrating both the reality of DID for some survivors and the challenges in verifying and treating it. Post-release struggles underscored the difficulties of living with DID in the real world. Bank robberies involved similar patterns of dissociation under stress. Media appearances brought both opportunities for advocacy and intense pressure that could destabilize the system. Family support, particularly from her husband, played a crucial role, though the condition strained relationships. Today, dissociative identity disorder is better understood, though still rare and often stigmatized. Juanita Maxwell's life serves as a powerful reminder of the need for compassion, thorough mental health evaluation in legal cases, and continued research into trauma-informed care. Her journey from a quiet maid to a figure at the center of national debates on identity and justice is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit amid profound internal division. If this incredible true story touched you or made you think differently about mental health and the human mind, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and leave a comment sharing your thoughts. Do you believe in multiple personalities? What would you have done in the courtroom? Share this video with your friends so more people can experience these powerful stories. Thank you for watching until the end. Until next time, take care of your mental health, show empathy to others, and remember that everyone carries invisible battles. Wise advice. Judge less, understand more, and seek help when needed. See you in the next video.